Hello everybody, welcome. We're back with more Final Fantasy XIV and me trying to figure out if I want to die this or not. Hello Orca, hello Doodles. We're waiting on Rye to finish up a couple things before we can really get going for the evening.
My dad noticing it's 10.
Ah.
And you should have mentioned Kitty Cam needed starting.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even notice. I'm in such auto mode at the moment. Pretty much, Orca. Our Doodles. Hello, Live Sewing!
Hey, Live! Well, Live showing up right at a time other than right before we go off the air. We can celebrate. Dan to Dan, recovery mode.
Dan to Dan is one of the newer animes that is coming out this season.
Okay.
From what I understand, it's pretty surreal. I've not been able to keep on top of things, so I'm too busy with my head down trying to figure out how to rig.
Good luck with that. You're gonna need it.
Yeah. Because the rigging system is like 95% what I want.
Usually the way it works.
And that last 5% is just not happening, and it's making me very frustrated because I need it to happen. So that's been kind of what I've been doing, is just rigging. Lots of rigging. Or trying to figure out how to rig and not actually accomplishing it.
Well, it's rigging. What do you want?
I might have to break down and just self-rig the thing, and I don't really want to do that. Oh, you're following me. I can at least get us towards our quest giver.
Yes. I did that on purpose a bit ago. Now, is there anything left here? Is it all back in Tuliolal now?
Oh, I think we need to head to Tuliolal. So,
yes.
Follow me. I might need you to click on something.
No! Not the clicky click.
Yes, the clicky click. Yes, it is. It is its own thing. It's not as optional as it used to be, but it is still exceedingly optional.
The latest section made things less optional. But as we get into
Go to Limsa?
Having the relics for this expansion, you don't really need the relics for the previous expansion, and it starts defaulting to being optional again.
Unless they do the relics again through Hildebrand.
Probably not.
Yeah, there was kind of an outcry of they made the relic grind too easy. I actually disagree with that, mostly because of the developer statements of what they wanted the relics to be for, and a lot of people were missing the point. Because according to the developers, the relics are supposed to be catch-up gear for casual players. The people who were whining the loudest of not having a relic grind were not casual players.
Yeah. Oh, very good, Doodles.
Yeah, congrats for a lot of that.
Okay, and I will be back in a couple minutes.
Okay, you want to follow?
Not yet. Now I am.
Okay. I'll at least point us at the quest giver. Gonna ignore you. But yeah, Hildebrand quests are kind of... The people who really like them, and the people who dislike them, really dislike them, and there's like very little in between. I personally, especially after Endwalker, rather enjoyed them because I needed the emotional break. And I found the relic grind was just about enough for me to be able to go and do other things that wasn't necessarily grinding in game. So I didn't mind the Tombstone daily roulette grind at all, but a lot of other people did. We'll see how the feedback this year works. Yes, it has, Doodles, and that's actually good to see. It's a lot more accepted in Europe than it is in the United States, but the mind's health is just as important as the physical health because it affects physical health, and physical health affects mental health. And I wish more people in the health sphere would acknowledge that. So go Child's Play.
Okay, decks cleared for action. Personally,
No, decks are not cleared for action. Action went to bed. He was tired. He apparently ran the new Alliance raid cold on Sam and not awake.
Oh dear.
He got comms for... He basically came out and was like, why do I have comms? I'm like, how many times have you died? I died a lot. Those are probably pity comms. Yeah, they're probably pity comms.
I was gonna say, I will be personally very happy if they never, ever do a repeat of the ARR relic grind.
Yeah. That one was really bad. Depending on who you talk to, the Heavensward relic grind was worse because you had to time it per week to get the amount of light you needed between what the hidden rotating bonus would be.
Oh no!
In Savage.
No.
Yeah. We missed that part. I'm kind of glad.
I don't miss it at all.
And of course, we skipped the relic grind completely in Stormblood.
I was wondering.
Because that was all tied to Eureka.
Yeah.
And the Shadowbringers was tied to Bozja. Which we did not care for.
Not that much, no. There were pieces,
It was definitely an improvement on Eureka.
Yes. They learned some good lessons there. They needed to learn more.
The biggest complaint I have with the zones is because of the light grinding involved, and it was worse in Eureka because you could only do it in Eureka. With Bosgia, you at least had the option to go out into the world and do other things besides just Bosgia for the grind. Which is how I ended up with old weapons. But they keep introducing mechanics that create competition between different players on the board. And that's generally what we ran afoul of, is we're trying to quest and we're still filling out the zone, and old hats who are grinding the area took exception to us being there, whether it was by mistake or not, and went out of their way to make our lives miserable so that we would leave.
It certainly was mechanics that tended to bring out the worst people.
Yeah, so it's like, if they figured out a way around that, I probably wouldn't have a problem. But anyway, Shishipia is kind of staring at us. Hello, Shishipia. We're here to say we're done with our quest.
We had a 2-day trip across the salt.
You're back. Were you able to retrieve the Dreamweaver cocoon? Why, yes, we did. Itoka isn't with you.
No. No, she isn't.
Come on. Tell her the truth. Kuikia? Thank goodness you're alive. Yeah, about that. May her soul rest in the cocoon's embrace. I can't believe Itoka is gone. Yes, our village greatest hunter is lost to us, while its greatest failure survives. Here, take the cocoon back where it belongs. Home. I have no right to return.
Oh.
Don't be ridiculous! You are a child of the forest, and our dear sister. You can always come home. The entire village has been worried sick about you. We all saw how crestfallen you were, so when you suddenly disappeared, we all feared you took your life. For 3 days and 3 nights, we scoured the land and water to find you. Yet look at you now, Kyuka. Not only are you hale and whole, but you have reclaimed the cocoon too. I'm sure that Itoka's spirit, hunting in the forest above, is smiling down at you with pride. And she would much rather take up the mantle and protect the village than wallow in guilt over her death. Nothing escapes your gaze now, after all. Isn't that right? Thank you, Shishipia. It's settled. You will return home with me, and finally our village can breathe a sigh of relief. And I would be remiss of me to thank you properly, Theron, Rylea, for assisting Kyuki in reclaiming the Dreamweaver cocoon. You have my heartfelt gratitude. I was a little more of a liar and a hypocrite when we first met. But during our time together, I discovered that I'm so much more than that. that with the right tools, even I could become a hunter worthy of following in Itoka's footsteps. I'm truly grateful for you for helping me see that. Farewell for now. I hope that one day our paths may cross again.
No doubt. And maybe get yourself a couple of spare glasses.
We can craft some. We'll have to hit the market boards for the mats, but we can do so. Woohoo! Dreams woven anew.
Okay.
And that should be all of them? Are we
Looks
missing
like
any?
it, though we do have someone to talk to.
Oh gods.
Yeah.
What are you
Let's get it
doing
over
way
with.
over here?
Didn't we just leave you behind in Kugane? Have you come here to share a heroic yarn with me? Please, do go on. You have my rapt attention.
Ah, that's right, the new EX, which would be Eternal Queen, Scene's Burden.
Queen Eternal.
Yep.
And
That's the one.
Sphinx's- So, what have you brought for me today? The trials and tribulations of Queen Sphinx, who was confronted with many a difficult decision as she sought to protect the citizens of her nation, Alexandria. In that realm, people regard souls as merely a resource, and when they die, the aether of their memories is used to create the endless, simulacra of the departed that can only be sustained with life force harvested from the living. Being so very different from what we know, such a way of life is difficult for us to accept. Indeed, it seemed only inevitable that you should come into conflict with Sphinx. She herself was not among the living, but an entity brought forth to fulfill a certain objective. And therein, I believe, lay the root of this tale's tragedy. Recreated from the noblest of souls though she was helpless to defy the purpose to which she had been bound, protecting the endless, no matter the cost. Thus did she continue on her destructive path, though she knew it led only to a dead end. A question, if you may, my friends. Deep in your hearts, do you believe that this Sphinx whom you met was alive?
She was many things, but she wasn't alive.
I'll go with she was alive in her own way.
They're probably the same.
No.
No, they aren't?
Yeah, yours is, I see. Indeed, her existence differed greatly from the living. There is no changing that fact. I get. So you think that, even with the knowledge that her existence differed from the living, you hold that she was alive. I thank you for your honest answer. I shall take it to heart. For my part, whether or not she was possessed of life, I believe there existed an individual called Sphinx who cared deeply for her people, who heard the voices of her people, felt as they did, and thought only for their welfare. That is why, at battle's end, she returned as the gentle soul you knew. But here, a thought fills me with dread. What if that soul failed to return, and the fearsome entity she had become continued its relentless onslaught? Might it have succeeded in its objective and plundered life force from other realities at the cost of untold destruction? Of such a possibility shall I sing, that we might give thanks to the path we were mercifully spared. By golden light 2 rulers walked, their paths in conflict lying. One bound to slay, one born to save, they forged ahead untiring. The memories of departed days endure as fate and fetters, for keepers staunch a blessed warmth, oblivion for the breakers. Yeah, thank you, no.
Someday, not today. So, what now? MSQ? It's staring at us.
Probably. Oh, yeah.
Fine.
You can go as whatever you want, as long as it's 100. But being given a choice between Bird and Ninja, I know which one I'm going for. As much as I do like Ninja,
Bard is your true love.
At least one of them. A royal invitation. Bulwark is eager to hear how you've been getting on.
It's a pleasure as always. Yeah, that's a...
Yeah, okay.
You need to learn the difference between a female and male Hrothgar.
At full zoom out, not much.
It is a pleasure as always, Tharon. Alia, have you been able to relax lately? No. Rigging hurts my brain. Why am I giving a thumbs up? Wonderful. As busy as you've been, with the right of succession among other things, you deserved an opportunity to experience Tuliolao at a more leisurely place.
Have we gotten our tacos yet?
Don't remind me of tacos, please.
Sorry.
Sampling the taco at Zakbiel's TA is one such way to do so. They're made of traditional way and laden with fillings and absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner, Brookhivu, will look after you. So she's pointing us at Brookhivu. I don't know if I'm ready for tacos.
You'll be fine.
Hello, Clink. Yeah, it's just...
I will make sure you are fine. I will eat all of your tacos.
Okay. Only if I can have the churros.
But I'm willing to do this just for you.
I don't think I can handle another round of food poisoning.
Well, it's not the tacos that did it.
Yeah, it was the salsa. I think it was the salsa anyway.
And even if it wasn't the salsa, you had fajitas.
But I rolled them into tacos. They're fajita tacos. They still count.
Well, if it isn't right later, Theron. Alone today just doesn't fit, but I don't have a better phrasing. Alone today, are you? I see. If you have a hankering for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Which implies he'd say something else if we hadn't done the role quests.
Or at least one of the role quests. Yeah.
No, he did say plural.
Yeah. Just watch the salsa, okay? Okay, they put the salsa on the side. We can deal with that.
You still love tacos, I hope. You ate so many when you turned 5 you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry, it's still strange for me, too. Just the other day, you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Yasalani. Now you're a man grown with a face full of hair.
Yeah, instant
time wedgie.
Yeah.
And, oh, that's painful. His arms.
Yeah, well, they can only do so much with the game engine rigging. I feel that right now. I really do.
Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family. You can always rely on me. Relying. That feels like the only thing I'm doing right now. And you and everyone else. I can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had Electrum. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips.
At what price?
But here, I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me. Gods, I'd never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I'd been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate...
It's a big adventure.
I'd say you send for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever's necessary to make it work.
At least they're trying. I don't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Tuliolao.
Vauhu Clement?
To aid folks like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There, you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful you can make things easier.
That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek out this group out. I'll bring my family with me. Thank you.
Oh, look who it is! And I was just about to go and find you two. You don't mind the company, I hope? I could use a bite to eat myself. Come on, you glutton. There's tacos here for you.
Share of Theron's tacos.
I'm just here for
and
the...
beware of the salsa.
Oh god, don't remind me of the salsa. I do not want to spend another night in the hospital, thank you.
Oh.
Ah, the tacos here never disappoint. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed. So, what have you two been up to lately? Roll quests?
I've been working to recover some stolen artifacts.
Yes.
And maybe making names for ourselves at the Arcadian, but mostly stolen artifacts.
I've been reviewing reports from the Landsguard. Given my responsibilities, I'm not in a position to chase criminals abroad, so I need someone else to take care of the matters. I'm glad that someone is you. As As for myself, I've been keeping busy with duties at the palace. But whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk with the people. That way I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Kuana to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Kuana and I have something we want to discuss with you, as Dawn servants. Do you have the time to come to the palace?
It beats sneaking into your treasure vault behind your back like last time around.
Yeah, well, sorry, Vitra. Great.
I'm really sorry that we got Justinian hooked on smashing your servants.
Oh, he would have been smashing servants whether we got him hooked on it or not. Remember, he dragged us along for that adventure.
Yes.
Great, I'll go ahead. Please come and join us once you two have finished here.
I think today is done.
Could we grab some churros for the road? I could go for some churros. They have all these tacos and no churros. How dare they? Heck, some roasted street corn would be great.
Talk to the corn servant. Actually, you should talk to the corn servant. The corn servant loves solving gastronomical issues.
That is his slot in life, yes. We have yet to figure out what the schedule is for Country Inn on when they serve their corn chowder. Dang it. I like their corn chowder. It's like, there's very few soups I actually like. Corn chowder is one of them. Corn chowder, clam chowder, and several different types of tomato soup.
And it is now night.
And the other one, it depends on how it's prepared, but the, I want to call it chicken taco soup, but I know that's not correct.
Tortilla soup.
Yes, tortilla soup, thank you.
Yes. Yeah, the main reason we miss El Torito, they had very good tortilla soup.
Yeah, unfortunately they were owned by the same company that has effectively completely keel-hauled Red Lobster.
Huh. I've kind of seen reference to that. I don't really know what happened with Red Lobster.
Oh, Red Lobster effectively... The entire subchain, it was Red Lobster, El Torito, and I want to say Olive Garden, but that may have been spun off. Were owned by a capital venture firm that effectively dumped all its debt on Red Lobster. One of the reasons why Red Lobster could afford what they did is they bought all their properties, so they were outside of taxes, they were rent-free. So the company sold all the property and then rented back all the property, dumped all their debt onto Red Lobster, and then let it die. Yeah. The same thing happened with Toys R Us. It seems Kuana's gone somewhere. Sorry. Oh dear. You're the lance guard.
Oh, I just went in.
Master Thexna, it's always an honor. Valquana has stepped away to attend the pressing matter, but you should join you before long.
Well.
Now, I believe there are still red lobsters around, but a lot of them have disappeared. And the place is just struggling. Oh, and the company tried to blame the all-you-can-eat shrimp as the reason for the downfall, and no, it wasn't. Oh, you're all here too. Valquana summoned us, though, if truth be told, Alphino and I have been seeing him quite regularly as of late.
He asked us to share our knowledge of Hunnish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We were, of course, happy to oblige him. Kryl and I were likewise summoned. Otherwise, we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City.
My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Oriange have left to resume the tour of Trial. Y'shtola, meanwhile, is back researching cross-rift travel. She was just here a few days ago to get Kuana's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest bracing yourself for when she comes calling. You're likely to be struck with her for a while. Oh, there are many on the player base who will not complain.
Nope. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. Quana comes in, dragging Estinian with him. Nope.
Estinian goes wherever he wants.
I know, but it'd be hilarious. My apologies for the delay.
Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need?
The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Galul Jah and his administration have invited us to attend.
That's going to be a mixed bag.
While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yassolani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in the Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the Queen be thus honored.
Leave it to that lot to think of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nothing she was nonetheless a pillar of their people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Simulacrum, that's a good word for them.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. The funeral will give the Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it.
I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go. Not only to be there for Gulul Ja, but to put this chapter behind us.
That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Svain as well, after all. I think I should go too.
Yeah. Because you consider yourself responsible for her demise, I take it. But that's not a burden you bear alone. Here's my idea. As vow, I attend the funeral as representative to Tuliolao. Meanwhile, you can go in a personal capacity and watch over the people as they mourn. I feel the rest of us should go too. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember Sphene for who she was, to her people and to others, so let us stand with you. Then it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Gulul Ja in the back room.
Interesting. I don't remember them really doing title screens for the patches before.
I think they have, but they're usually deeper in. Kona?
Though I too would ideally attend the funeral, given the circumstances, I think it is best that Lamatier represents us. Besides, I need to be on hand to oversee the city's repairs, which is taking longer than expected. When that work is complete, we will finally look into installing new thrones. But to have Father's thrones here still, it makes me feel he is close by. I'm quite happy for it to remain for a while.
Yeah, that throne has seen better days.
Yeah, it has.
We kinda did a number to it. Actually, his son did the number.
Yeah. That bit of collateral damage was not our fault. For once.
Okay, I guess we're off to the back room. Yeah, the other restaurant I'm kind of mourning that has, from what I understand, finally actually filed Chapter 9 is TGI Fridays.
I'm still mourning the loss of El Hardin.
Yeah. Good old
place
mom
where
and
I
pop.
learned to appreciate Mexican food.
Didn't really survive the dumpster fire that was 2020, did it?
Well, it made it a couple of years past. I know it was always kind of in the family. I'm thinking they might have just run into they couldn't get someone to take over.
That is possible. They wanted to retire and the kids don't want.
Yeah, or at least don't want it badly enough.
That's what happened to Vincent's.
Yeah.
Or the other option that happened, which is what happened with Pot Sticker King.
Mm-hmm.
Where the mother and father retired, the kids took it up and ran it into the ground badly.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think that happened here. It might be a little closer to what happened to Okiyama's. Though I don't think so.
Yeah, Okiyama's...
The daughter was too busy with her own restaurant.
Yep. And the son became a doctor. So, yeah.
I don't know all the family. I know there was a daughter. She was in track and field, I think? And in high school around the same time we were. My dad, knew her from that since he was sports editor at the time.
And I believe Vincent suffered the same thing, where he wanted to retire, the kids didn't want to take over, he got bored of retirement and reopened.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was kind of hilarious. But the restaurant business is always a rough one to do, so...
Oh boy, yeah.
With very thin profit margins. And of course, a lot of the big chains have been collapsing lately.
Yeah.
Mostly because a lot of them collapsed kind of the same time the retail apocalypse happened to the malls. Yeah, I know our kind of local, pseudo-local mall now, which would be Valley Fair. I actually do not like going there anymore because there are so many of the stalls in the aisleways, and half of them are carrying perfume.
Oh, right.
It's like every time I go to the mall now, I get sick, so it's like... kind of kills my desire to go to the mall.
And of course, the main problem with the modern mall is all the interesting places are gone.
Yeah.
Now, why go? There's nothing there that I give a damn about.
Unfortunately...
Less fashion and more bookstores, please.
Yeah, bookstores are gone. They tried to put in some theaters, and that doesn't always work.
Yeah. Places like the Discovery Store.
Yep, that went out. What used to be the Nature Company then became was bought out by Discovery, and then they decided to fold that.
Okay. I never knew the Nature Company version.
Oh, the Nature Company was actually even better than the Discovery Store.
Right. I can believe that, but by the time I ran into it, it was the Discovery Store.
The Nature Company is how I found, oh god, I can't pronounce his name now! We've got several of his albums. Musician, first name started with a V. Very new age.
Andreas Vollenweider?
Yeah, Vollenweider, thank you.
Really?
Yeah. I
didn't know of him until you told me about Dancing with the Lion.
Yeah, and I discovered that through the Nature Company.
Okay. That was not how I had understood it at the time, but okay. Come on. There.
Though, if we're attending a funeral...
Of course,
No.
I found out afterwards that I'd actually been hearing him for years.
Yeah.
One piece. Since Root, Feet, and Fleet Hands, or is it the other way around, had been on the radio for years.
In a lot of the SoCal, there used to be this one consignment store which had all the neatest stuff because it was all local made manufactured crafts. And that kind of went the way of the dodo. I think the one haberdashery that used to be in Valley Fair is gone now. But, and of course, our local mall, Valco, that's just gone entirely.
Yeah, and the well-deserved funeral it needed.
That poor mall.
Yeah.
But I think the real nail in the coffin for Valco was losing Suncoast.
Sure. Though things could have been better if it hadn't had dysfunctional management.
Oh, yeah. But Suncoast completely disappearing was kind of the real start of the retail apocalypse.
Part of it, at any rate.
Hello, backroom doorman. Yes, we're heading to the back room. Heading to the back room. Who do we have all here? Gnault?
Kale, Galuja, Gnault, and Geode. Come on.
Oh, dear. Gnault.
Hey, you ever hear of the Rodina's Consortium? I absolutely can't stand that lot, let me tell you. That's why I give the Nexus Arcade a wide berth. Even the residential district's too close for me liking, so I just crash here.
Yeah, chip off the old block. Geode?
A shirt off the old block.
Yes.
It's good of you to come. We're expecting a large attendance for the funeral. The venue isn't like to hold everyone at once. But the altar will remain for those who couldn't be present during the ceremony. We ourselves plan to go and pay our respects afterwards.
Fair enough.
Kale?
Glad to see the invitation reached you. As you may have heard, we were able to find data on the forgotten funeral customs amid old records. It appears to have been preserved by those who ruled the law. It appears to be preserved by those who rued the loss of culture due to the proliferation of regulators. We're grateful for the foresight. Hey, Galul.
How you doing? You holding up?
He's been through a lot.
You came for the funeral.
Of course. I'm the only one who'll officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit.
I'm good. Shale is always teaching me new things.
That's good.
Recently, I've learned about Everkeep systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Yeah.
Studious as always, I see. By way of a treat, I brought you a gâteau à chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it.
Chocolate. Thank you, Lamati, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here.
Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed. It's much the same here, according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. I mean, lilies, maybe? Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? Whistles innocently.
Yeah, well. Catfish pie.
Ah, the option box is new.
Yeah.
It used to be in a straight line, and then it had to select one, and now it's actually dropped to a lower section. So that's actually an interesting tweak they've done.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the Night World Silver Piece, thank you very much. I have enough food in my bag.
But it's not catfish pie.
No. But I did give you all my cat... Oh, I need to make more catfish pie, don't I?
Actually, I do still have the high quality stuff.
Yeah, I gave you the high quality driftwood catfish pie, and my next project is the aqua pizza. Checking with...
Is it straight from Pizza My Heart?
No. It is my cooking. You're gonna have to deal with it. Shale? While we proposed the funeral, the royal administration took the brunt of the planning. One of their members can better explain what the ceremony will entail. Graha?
For the people to take it on themselves to organize and hold the funeral, it speaks to their enduring love for Sphene.
From a group that plotted to undermine the tyrant of a king from the shadows to one that aids their fellow citizens in the open, Oblivion has come a long way. It's a relief to see Galil Jal doing well. He's been through so much for being one so young.
Although I've been in the back room before, there was no time to see the sights. I should like to take a closer look at the equipment.
Papa always said he didn't want a somber funeral, so we celebrated his life together with our victory. I'm sure he would have loved it. I like to think he's watching us from the world beyond, filling his cup every time we filled ours.
I imagine he is watching from the ethereal sea at the moment. Alexandria mourns. Galil Jah wished to go and collect his flower for the funeral. The flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now.
We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak to. Gosson. He was apparently Sphene's aide and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go.
Okay, and Shale is saying the same thing.
Yep.
Excuse me.
She's not just a student of Baldessian, she is a Baldessian! That is her last name. Oh, no, we want to go this way. Recycle, reuse.
Mhm.
He just has really good balance. I have really weird balance. If I'm sitting down, I have like perfect balance, but as soon as you get my legs involved, I'm just constantly falling over. Go fig. Heading to the administration building. Interesting. It's a big place for how little we've actually worked in there.
Yeah.
You can see the Arcadion from here.
You can see it from everywhere in here.
Yeah.
Especially now that it's lit up.
Alpha no, and then going counterclockwise, I suppose?
Yeah. Wuklamat's attendance will surely help strengthen relations between the two nations. I get the strong impression that both Tuliolal and Alexandria wish to put this tragic past behind them.
That'd be a good thing, Clink. Right now, you kind of have to go in like 3 levels deep into your timer window to figure out where all the bonuses are.
It makes sense that Sphene had loyal aides such as Gossip, given how much time she dedicated to walking among her people.
While it appears souls are still being issued, supply must be limited now to those that are no longer being harvested. The grim faces in the queue tell the tale. Judging from all the activity, I presume the funeral will be held here. All correspondence was being handled by the Wing of Reflection, so this is my first time speaking with Gosson.
Here he is, Gossip.
Hello, Gosson. I'm Val Wuklamat of Tuliolal. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sphene's funeral.
We are honored, truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I am Gosson, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state. Can we get her flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators.
What? We need regulators for the funeral?
Rest assured they are not a requirement, where your people do not use them. You see, people in the Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able.
I see.
Yet, regulator or no, the important thing is that we remember Queen Sphene. Remember her and her kindness as you make an offering of your flower.
I will.
The proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies? You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sphene brought us together. Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What will happen indeed?
Why is she smirking?
Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokhui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead? I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Yeah. Do we want to pause here?
Let's see if this finishes off the quest.
Let's first talk with people. I'll say,
Yes.
seeing that child reminds me of myself, of how hard it was for me to accept that grandfather was gone. But that sadness is what gives me strength to come this far. And I would never choose to forget. Never.
I hope the altar can provide comfort to those who need it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought that up.
No, you should have.
Simply leaving Alexandria won't solve all their problems, I fear. Problem runs deeper than that.
Yes. It seems a good place to continue our conversation.
Maybe in a couple of days. Or not.
Hey, Galul. Do you really know nothing about your mother?
Shale searched the system for information on residents, but the only Mamul she found listed were my father and me.
That's interesting.
Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there. But she wasn't.
Well, that you're here now means she was too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it. Unless he's a clone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know your mother? It is an honest question.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know her. So I want to try looking again. If I don't find anything this time, I'll give up.
I see. Well, if that's what you want. Then I'll help you. Because that's what big sisters do. I'd like to help as well. I believe I speak for the others too.
But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral.
Kid, bother us.
We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet.
Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can serve the people of Alexandria.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And leave it here.
Coffee?
Try that again?
Coffee?
Maybe tea.
Oh, we're right here at the mosaic.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Big, hunking cups of caffeine. Just in time for bed. Yeah.
The best.
Well, thank you all very much for coming along. We will be back tomorrow for more Deep Dungeon at a minimum. We might do an afternoon stream that's mostly just us recording us dying over and over again, trying to figure out how to get past Shephilia.
What, again?
Yeah, let's see if we can get you some better tanky equipment and take it from there.
Maybe.
Maybe.
One thing, don't forget, I'm starting to replace my tinking equipment on the weeklies, so we need to do the weeklies.
Yeah, we'll probably start with that, but we'll do that off air. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
I'll go ahead and shuffle us over to Caradwin for midnight cookies, because he does the cookie thing.
Cookie, that's good enough for me.
Sure it's not Case for cookie?
I don't think Lance is making that kind of cookie.
In that case, you all be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep, enjoy Caradwin's midnight cookies, and we will see you next time.
Everyone have a great night. Hope to see you here